Is Binance big enough to survive a $4.3 billion fine and founder CZ's ousting? The historic settlement with the DOJ, CFTC and U.S. Treasury may finally allow the firm to come into compliance. But if it does, can the world's largest crypto exchange still grow? In August, before it was fully clear the U.S. Department of Justice DOJ would bring charges against Binance, news leaked that the federal prosecutors building the case were worried an indictment could cause customers to panic and withdraw their funds en masse, potentially creating panic in the crypto markets, wider industry contagion, or even a liquidity shortfall. On Tuesday, the DOJ reached a historic settlement with the world's largest exchange. The stated crimes are sweeping, and the penalty is massive. Binance will pay a $4.3 billion fine for violating money transmission laws and U.S. sanctions, and its CEO, Changpeng Zhao, who founded the firm in 2017 and built it into a behemoth, was forced to resign. Withdrawals over the past day have ticked up to $566.8 million, according to DeFi centralized exchange dashboard. Customers rushing to yank their money out of FTX ruined that exchange because its operators fraudulently embezzled the money. On the other hand, at this point, Binance appears to be sound. Its latest proof of reserves report, an imperfect but voluntary attestation of an exchange's holdings, shows the exchange holds $65 billion worth of crypto assets alone. DeFi accounts it at $68.4 billion. Further, Binance appears to be over-collateralized for many of the largest assets on its books like Bitcoin BTC, Ether ETH, Tether USD and others, meaning Binance's net balances are more than it owes customers. In other words, if every Binance customer withdrew every Bitcoin they own, the exchange would have Bitcoins to spare. The loss of Zhao will be felt. He was not the firm's figurehead, but its leader. He communicated to his fans, supporters, and users in figurative language, often being able to blow off bad news with a tweet. Many times this year, when the bad news kept coming, he'd tweet out a single number 4 that stood for his 4 principles to ignore the FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and remain positive. See also Binance needs to get off Twitter opinion. Admittedly, it was not easy to let go emotionally, but I know it is the right thing to do. I made mistakes, and I must take responsibility. This is best for our community, for Binance, and for myself, Zhao wrote Tuesday on X/Twitter. Zhao is personally on the hook for $200 million in civil and criminal penalties, which for an early crypto adopter whose net worth ranges from $17 million on the low end to billions is a small price to pay to settle charges from a coordinated investigation involving the DOJ, CFTC, and 2 enforcement departments under the Treasury departments, FinCEN and OFAC. Binance, no stranger to regulatory action, appears to have had a contingency plan in the works for a while and reacted quickly to its decapitation. Binance's head of regional markets, Richard Teng, who was hired in 2021 and was a rumored CZ successor, will step up as CEO. This quick promotion, which was already in the public consciousness, has done a lot to stymie disorder, especially considering Zhao might spend the next 18 months to 10 years in a U.S. federal prison. While Yihe Zhao's co-founder, rumored romantic partner, and chief customer service officer, a self-defined role that encapsulates the firm's business, marketing, and branding strategy, according to her company bio, appears to be staying on. Although Zhao won't be allowed any involvement with Binance for at least 3 years, according to the government's terms, he could potentially act as an informal conduit between the company and its largest shareholder, Zhao. In many ways, Binance got off easy. It has to pay a massive penalty, yes, but it looks like it has money on the books to survive. Binance will also need to appoint an independent monitor and send compliance reports to the U.S. government. Consensus chief lawyer Bill Hughes said this will be a huge boon to U.S. criminal investigators. All Binance transaction records that exist today, which may very well go back to the beginning of the exchange, are there for the taking by law enforcement. They will show how illicit payments flowed through the exchange. Law enforcement will have full access to an ocean of intelligence about illicit flows inside the black box of that exchange to match against the immutable record of transactions you find on-chain. Perhaps Binance will never end up in regulatory good graces, but paying restitution, coming into compliance, and ending a multi-year criminal investigation that held like a sword of Damocles over the exchange could allow it to turn a new leaf. And Zhao, who has essentially lived an itinerant lifestyle since his exchange was kicked out of China the same year it was founded, 2017, can finally take a breath. See also, Binance got huge due to U.S. customers. that was illegal, U.S. says perhaps now the European countries including France, the Netherlands and even the tax shelter Cyprus, which either declined granting Binance a license to operate or open up their own regulatory investigations, will give the exchange a second chance. Binance, at the same time it was required to pull out of several jurisdictions, has in some ways grown over the past year while the rest of the industry retracted. Binance could be said to be one of the few firms that benefited from the collapse of rival FTX, absorbing a global crypto trading customer base. In his first public announcement as CEO, Chang said the exchange boasts over 150 million users and thousands of employees. The exchange also runs divisions in nearly every crypto vertical, maintains one of the most used DeFi chains, and made moves into AI. Nothing is total insurance, but the exchange still has momentum. It also has other roadblocks ahead, including a civil lawsuit brought by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), alleging a number of financial violations. The company has also been hemorrhaging executives, and in July, after a round of layoffs, it was reported the exchange could ultimately cull a third of its global workforce. In October, the company's U.S. division, Binance U.S. modified its terms of use, making it so users can no longer withdraw dollars directly from the platform, except through stablecoins. That same month, Binance onboarded a number of new regulated and authorized fiat partners to enable users to deposit and withdraw euros after its former partner PaySafe halted services for the exchange. If these inconveniences affect customer experiences, it may be the only thing capable of killing the exchange. Binance, in some sense, was beloved because it embodied the cowboy, outlaw mentality of crypto. It's unclear what sort of psychological effect the denouement of the DOJ's investigation, the unprecedented fine, or the possible imprisonment of the exchange's former CEO will have on such an audience. See also Binance's CZ and the end of the borderless crypto company opinion. It's also unclear whether the magnitude of the exchange's crimes will taint its reputation, even among the staunchest crypto anarchists. The Binance platform was facilitating some truly horrible stuff. Everything from terrorist financing to ransomware actions, child pornography, and various scams and frauds, a senior Treasury official told reporters. Binance, to its credit, has copped to its mistakes. The official company statement repeated what it has said before, that the company grew at an extremely fast pace and made misguided decisions along the way. For almost its entire existence, barring the last couple of months when Binance's PR and legal team seemed to make a show of the exchange prioritizing compliance, the exchange acted with extreme disregard to U.S. and global regulations. Zhao once boasted the exchange had no headquarters because Bitcoin doesn't. It opened and closed subsidiaries in known tax havens like Bermuda in 2018, planning to develop a regulatory framework that didn't pan out. Jersey shuttered in 2020 and Malta ousted in 2021. Today, Binance takes responsibility for this past chapter, the company's statement continued. Perhaps it's the only thing it can say to remain a going concern. Many questions remain. Will a compliant Binance be able to grow? Will Binance finally find a home? And if so, will it then lose its place in its customers' hearts?